302 horsepower V6, 44 miles per gallon hybrid option, AWD available since 2021, Mark Levinson stereo, real leather, and Lexus reliability for $25,000 used. The 2019-2025 Lexus ES XV70 is the smartest used luxury sedan most buyers ignore. Welcome back to Buy or Buy, the channel that breaks down every known problem with used cars so you don't waste your money. Today we're diving into a full explainer on exactly who this car is for, where it shines, where it disappoints, the numbers that actually matter, and our final verdict. Section 1. Who this car is actually for. If you're a pragmatic luxury sedan shopper with 22 to 48 grand ready to deploy, and you're currently cross-shopping the Toyota Avalon, the Camry XS EV6, an Accurate TLX, the Genesis G80, a Lexus IS, or even a used Mercedes E-Class, you really need to listen up. Now, what's genuinely fascinating about the XV70 ES buyer is their core philosophy. They fully embrace the boring but bulletproof Lexus thesis. They value legendary reliability, that incredible hybrid efficiency option, and the fact that you could finally get the first ever all-wheel drive ES starting in 2021. They value those things way more than BMW driving dynamics or having a Mercedes badge sitting in the driveway just bleeding their wallet dry. And honestly, beneath that massive spindle grille and those sharp L-shaped LED daytime running lights, you can see exactly why. This is essentially an elevated Avalon. It's built right alongside it at Toyota Motor Manufacturing, Kentucky on the rock-solid GAK platform. Bottom line, this car is for buyers who value absolute financial sanity over canyon-carving thrills. Section 2. Where it shines. Let's dive into 3 specific, mathematically proven wins for this generation. The XV70 absolutely dominates in 3 specific areas. The power choices are undeniably brilliant, the Lexus reliability and dealer experience is totally top tier, and the massive depreciation curve makes you look like an absolute financial genius when you're buying on the secondary market. First up, powertrains. You've got some excellent options here. You can choose the 2GR FKS 3.5-liter V6 pushing 302 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque through a slick Aisin 8-speed automatic. You can opt for the ES250 all-wheel drive. Or you can go for the true efficiency champion, the A25A FXS 2.5-liter Atkinson-cycle hybrid. It delivers a staggering 36 to 44 miles per gallon combined. In a luxury sedan of this size, that number is almost unbelievable. Second, the ownership experience. Thanks to that GAK platform and the standard Lexus Safety System Plus 2.0, routine maintenance runs a measly $400 to $800 annually at a Lexus dealer. That is literal pocket change compared to the $2 to $3.5 grand you'll burn every single year trying to keep a same-age BMW 5 Series on the road. And the third big win? Depreciation. The original MSRP for these cars ran from $39,900 to roughly $54 grand for a fully loaded model. But used pricing right now in the 2024 to 2026 market starts at an absurd $22,000 for a 2019 ES350. You are getting genuine luxury for essentially 2/3 off MSRP within just 4 years. Bottom line, let the first owner take the massive financial hit while you enjoy the Mark Levinson audio. Section 3. Where it disappoints. Before you run out and buy one, we need to brutally expose 3 very expensive realities of this chassis. Our first major disappointment is the tech. The 2019 to 2021 Lexus Remote Touch trackpad is widely considered class worst for usability. Frankly, it's just awful to use while driving. Furthermore, the Lexus Inform system suffers from lag and freezing that requires a head unit reflash. Out of warranty, that reflash will cost you $400 to $800. And even when wireless Apple CarPlay was finally added in 2022, owners still report annoying connectivity dropouts. Our second concern is lurking under the hood of the V6. That 2GR FKS utilizes Toyota's D4S direct injection system. While it does have port injectors to help, you're inevitably going to develop carbon buildup on the intake valves around 80,000 to 120,000 miles. Fixing that requires a walnut blasting service costing $600 to $1,200. Not to mention, you'll likely see water pump failures right around the 100,000-mile mark, running another $800 to $1,500. And there's a known Toyota technical service bulletin for oil consumption on the early V6 examples. Also, if you're buying the F-Sport trim hoping for a real sports car experience, beware. The adaptive damper failures on that specific trim will hit you for a massive $1,500 to $2,500 each out of warranty. Which leads directly to our third disappointment, the dynamic compromise reality. Sure, the F-Sport trim adds aggressive mesh grills and those expensive adaptive dampers we just talked about, but it fundamentally does not add rear-wheel drive or any unique chassis tuning to the GAK platform. It still drives like a sister car to the Camry and Avalon. Bottom line, this is a floaty cruiser that disappoints anyone looking for authentic European driving dynamics. Section 4. The numbers that matter. The crucial point here is understanding the timeline and the market. Let's rapidly break down the specific production data and dollar figures you're going to need to negotiate a solid deal. Production ran from the September 2018 launch, badged as the 2019 model year, straight through 2025, which marks the final XV70 model year. Significantly, Lexus introduced the ES250 in 2021 as the first all-wheel drive ES in the model's 30-plus year history. And thankfully, they finally updated that terrible trackpad infotainment to a proper touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay in 2022. Note the exact powertrains built at that Kentucky plant. The ES350's V6, paired with the Aisin 8-speed automatic, is punchy, delivering 302 horsepower at 6,600 RPM. The ES250 all-wheel drive gives you 203 horsepower, but the A25A FXS hybrid with the e-CVT is the true star here, giving you 215 combined horsepower and incredible efficiency. Now for the dollars. You can grab an early 2019 to 2021 V6 ES350 for between $22 and $32 grand. But the real sweet spot sits in the $28,000 to $40,000 range for the updated 2022 to 2024 ES300H hybrids or all-wheel drive models. If you want a late model 2024 to 2025 F-Sport, you'll be paying at the absolute top of the market, between $35 and $48 grand. Bottom line, the specific year and engine code completely dictate what you should pay. Verdict? Maybe. The XV70 ES is genuinely smart used luxury. You get legendary Lexus reliability, true hybrid efficiency, and all-wheel drive options starting in 2021, real leather, and that phenomenal Mark Levinson audio. But the pre-2022 infotainment is class worst, the V6 develops carbon buildup, and dynamically, you are getting an incredibly sensible machine that sacrifices driving passion for bulletproof longevity and cheap running costs. It's closer to a luxury Camry than a luxury sports sedan. So here is exactly what you should buy. Confidently hunt down a documented 2022 to 2024 ES300H hybrid to get that 44 mpg, the updated touchscreen, and totally dodge those V6 carbon issues. Alternatively, grab a 2021 to 2024 ES250 all-wheel drive with a full Lexus service history, or if you really want the V6, maybe snag a clean 2019 to 2021 F-Sport at the absolute bottom of the price range. On the flip side, say bye to every single car on the lot without extensive service records. And absolutely walk away from every V6 example that doesn't have a documented walnut blast on the intake valves, past 80,000 miles. Which leaves us with one final, very important question to consider in this explainer. Are you pragmatic enough to accept a slightly boring car just to protect your bank account?